Not sure which area to stay in when you are visiting Glacier National Park? We're going to run through each option and which will be best for you on your trip. Hey there, I'm Alex from Alex on the Map, and I grew up right by Glacier National Park, so I have a pretty good idea about what each area entails and what you're going to need to know when you are considering your budget and how close you want to be to the park. I have a whole video about my top accommodation options that you're definitely going to want to check out after you watch this video, because it'll give you some recommendations on where to stay depending on where you want to be. This video is going to go into each area in consideration of how close you be to the park and of course how much you want to spend, because typically, the closer you are to the park, the more you're going to have to lay out. Quick tip before we get started, I recommend booking your accommodations at least 5 months in advance, just because they tend to book up very quickly when you are visiting Glacier. It also will get you a better deal in the long run. Alright, I'm gonna go over the west side of the park a little bit and the different areas of where you can stay near there. Some reasons you might want to stay on the west side is that there are more accommodation options, more amenities like restaurants and such, and you are closer to the airport if you are flying in and out. West Glacier is probably the closest you can get to the west entrance of Glacier National Park. It's super convenient if you just want to get in and out of the park as quickly as possible, and this can be super helpful if you are trying to beat that reservation system that Glacier has in the morning. Accommodation options are quite limited in this area, and they tend to book up super quickly, months and months in advance, so just keeping that in mind if this is your top priority of staying here. Also keep in mind that prices can be quite expensive because of your proximity to the park. Second option I usually offer clients when I'm helping them plan their itineraries is the town of Whitefish. Whitefish is about 30 minutes, give or take, with traffic from the park, and it's a really cute ski resort in the winter, so there's lots going on with restaurants, things to do. It's just a really cute spot. If you have a day or two where you just want to explore the area, Whitefish is also a good place to base yourself. It does tend to lean toward the pricier end because it is quite charming, and of course you have that skiing component involved as well. But there are a lot of options, so it's definitely worth taking a look at for sure. My recommended accommodation option in Whitefish is the Firebrand Hotel. It's a little cheaper than some of the things you will find near the ski resort, but it's new and modern and beautiful. Columbia Falls is another town that is located pretty near the park. It's only about 20 minutes and actually is closer to the park than Whitefish, but the options for accommodations and restaurants aren't quite as many. That being said, it's becoming quite a cute town. When I was young, Columbia Falls was not really a place you wanted to hang out, but now they've got some concerts, some good restaurants, things going on. If you are planning on staying in Columbia Falls, I do recommend the Cedar Creek Lodge. It's pretty affordable, but it does book up quickly during those popular summer months. If you are planning on being more on a budget, Kalispell is the option I usually offer clients, and it's where I grew up. It is one of the farthest options away at about 45 minutes, but you've got a ton of chain hotels and restaurants, so that makes it a little bit easier if you're trying to save money. It's also very close to the airport too, which is a definite plus if you're flying in and out early in the morning. Alright, let's move over to the east side of the park. If you are planning on adding the east side to your itinerary, you're going to want to know that accommodation options over here are very limited. This means that it will probably be more expensive to stay on this side. I'm gonna have a whole video come out about the pros and cons of each side of Glacier, but just know that if you are a hiker, this is probably more the side you will be leaning toward. It also just depends on how much time you have in order to explore both. But if you have an idea and you know that you're going to be on the east side, know that your accommodation options are not going to be as many as they would on the west side. One place you can stay is St. Mary. St. Mary typically has the most accommodation options, probably for the lowest price that you're going to find in the area. What I like about staying at St. Mary is that it is located at the very end of going to the Sun Road on the east side, so that can make it easier for you to get over to the other side of the park if you need to. Also, the views in this area of the park are just amazing. The St. Mary Village is kind of the main spot where you will be staying if you want to stay in St. Mary. Again, this place books up super fast, so I would definitely recommend on getting on it several months in advance. East Glacier is another spot you can stay, located by by the Two Medicine area of the park. It's got a lot quieter feel than the west side, and it's got this historic vibe going on from the Great Northern Railroad, but there really is only one accommodation option for you, which is the Glacier Park Lodge. It can be a little expensive, but what's great about it is if you are planning on spending a lot of time in Two Medicine, it's super close. If Mini Glacier is on your radar and you want to take on some of those iconic hikes, but you can't get reservations at the Mini Glacier Hotel, then Browning is probably your best bet after that. Browning is located on the Blackfeet Indian Reservation, and there is one kind of main casino / resort that you can stay at. I would say they're also quite affordable considering the other rates that you're going to find for places on the east side. Are you struggling on planning your national park trip? Let's face it, between accommodations, figuring out the reservation system, and a lot more, it's just overwhelming planning your national park trip sometimes. This can cost you a lot of time and money just figuring out your itinerary. If you're looking for some help planning your trip, I offer a custom national park itinerary service that walks you through day by day what you need to know before you go. This itinerary will save you a lot of time and money and allows you to get to the park and actually enjoy your trip instead of worrying about all the details. I plan hundreds of national park trips for clients, which has helped them enjoy their whole experience a lot more. So what does one of these custom itineraries include? You can expect reservation information if needed, suggestions on where to stay, what to eat, and what to do, and tips and recommendations for your specific park. You'll love the itinerary I plan for you, or you get your money back. Here are some testimonials from some of my clients. Alex was very responsive to my request for assistance in planning our upcoming trip to Glacier National Park. We were unfamiliar with the park, and it was helpful to get specific recommendations of where to stay, eat, and what to do while we're out there to make the most of our vacation from Barbara. Alex was more than prompt in responding to my request for an itinerary. Her selections fit perfectly with the criteria I requested. She's been great about following up and making sure that our needs are met. From Samantha. If you're interested in this, I offer a 15-minute consultation call for free where you can tell me about your concerns for your national park trip, and I can give you more information on how I can help you. You can find that out in the description below and book your call there. Alright, here are some common FAQs I get from clients who are not sure about where they want to stay when they are visiting Glacier. Which side is better to stay on for Glacier National Park? Again, I'm going to have a whole video coming out about this of which side is better, but honestly, they're both amazing. It really just depends what you want to get out of your trip. If you're only coming for a day or 2 or 3, I would definitely recommend basing yourself on the west side, especially if you're flying in and out. However, if you have a longer period of time, say a week, and you know you're going to make it over to the east side, then you're going to want to do both. It also depends if you want access to amenities like restaurants and shopping and all that. Or if you're looking to just hike and get outside. There's no wrong answer, it's just what you want to get out of it. Do I need a reservation when entering from the west side? Yes, in 2025 you will need a reservation if you are planning on entering from the west entrance of the park on going to the Sun Road. I highly recommend you check out my guide for 2025 Glacier National Park reservations just to get a handle on the whole reservation system and so you feel comfortable with it going into it. This can also give you a good idea of where you might want to choose to stay. Do I need a reservation when entering in the east side of Glacier National Park? This has changed from year to year, but in 2025 you do not need a reservation to enter on the east side in any of the areas of the park. Which side of Glacier National Park is the closest to the airport? That would be the west side, as well as any other amenities that you might need. Which side of Glacier National Park is better for camping? If you are planning on camping near the park, I would definitely lean more toward the east side. I think there are some more options, especially if you have a large RV. But you can find camping options on both sides, and I will have a video coming out about that as well. I hope this has helped you decide which area would be best for you on your Glacier National Park trip. As always, I have a blog post on this topic that you might want to check out for some more information. And before you leave, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll get more updates on National Park and information to help you plan your trip.